Children, did you study the previous lessons? I hope so. Today we are going to study civics third lesson government. You would have heard the word government being used by everyone around you. If the road has pits and holes, people say the government did not repair it, and when the power goes off, they say the government does not provide enough electricity. When there is too much heat or cold, your teacher says that the government has announced that the school will remain closed. The person or group of persons who make the rules and also ensure that the rules are followed properly is known as the government. In this chapter, we shall study about government. Students, to know what is government, we must see the life around us. You know, school life. When you come to the school, you have to follow certain rules like school time, dress, books, timetable, etc. Beginning, the teachers will tell you everything. Same way, teachers also have to follow some rules, but these rules were made by someone else. Again, somebody should be there to see these rules were followed or not. So in school, teachers will tell you what to do, what not to do. If you disobey the rules, you will get punishment. Among you, if there is any problem or issue, the teacher will solve it. In your home, parents are there to guide you. Correct, no? Third thing is different. What is it, children? To provide the facilities. In your class, there are desks, benches, fan, blackboards, chalks, dusters, these water facilities, etc. Who is maintaining all these things? Who is repairing all these things? People are there to do all these responsibilities so that without any disturbance you can study there. If the school is not functioning properly, you also will have the problem to study. So some people are there to do these things. In the same way, in a country, these responsibilities are taken care of by the government. Now we will study what is government. Here, one small definition is there. Government means a body, an institution or a group of people which takes decisions about how to manage the affairs of the country. So, what is it, children? It's a body or an institution or a group of people. What are they doing? They take decisions. For what, children? To manage the affairs of the country. Your daddy is the head of your family. Is it correct, children? Same way, the government is the head of the people of the country. Then who is taking the decisions? The government. Next question. What is the need for a government? Now understood what is government. Now, what is the need for a government? To understand this also come back to our classroom. Just imagine if there is no teacher to control you in your class, what will be the condition? You will be playing, shouting, some will be crying, some will be laughing, singing, etc. Total disorder or confusion will be there. In a region, different type of people are living. Their thinking is different and they behave differently. If there is no rule, if there is no one to control, there will be fight among them. So a need of government is there to ensure all are living safely and harmoniously. Now we will study the different functions of the government. Here 6 functions are given. Which are they? Are you seeing? Making laws, maintaining law and order, to protect the people, providing facilities, social justice and rescue and relief during calamities. So 6 functions. Now first one, making laws. The government makes rules and regulations for everybody. We must understand and follow these rules. Example, in our constitution, fundamental rights and duties are there. There are laws for everybody. Now the second function is maintaining law and order. We cannot think a class without a teacher. Same way, in the road, all are driving in their own way without following the traffic rules. There will be accidents, quarrels, traffic jams, etc. will happen. Here, the traffic police control it. Government people are there to ensure that the laws and rules are followed by the people. Who is there to see these children? Police. In your this Bengadi also one police station is there, no? Police also is there? Yes, they are. Then courts. Those who are violating these rules will be punished or they will be in jail. The third function is to protect the people. Children, in your home, who will protect you? Sure, your parents. They always inform you, like to keep the door closed or keep away from strangers, etc. Like that information, like that they will tell you, no? In the same way, the people of the country should get a protection. Sometimes people from other country may enter into another country and occupy places, or they may cause harm to people or property. So government's duty only to protect the people and country. The fourth function is providing facilities. Providing facilities. In the beginning, I told you authorities are there in your school to provide you all the facilities. Same way, the government provides many facilities like roads, railway, no, these hospitals, roads, hospitals, railways, bridges, no, electricity and water supply, etc. To the people, government also provides post, telegraphs, telephone and other communication facilities. For poor and backward children, some facilities are given by government. The fifth function is social justice. It is government's responsibility to ensure all the people in the country equal rights or dignity and healthy environment to live. So the government provides job facilities and better conditions to the people to live better way. Strong people can't exploit the weak people. Also, they are well aware of cleanliness of the environment and protecting forest. These are government's responsibility only. Now the sixth function is rescue and relief during calamities. Sometimes in the news you have seen or heard about a flood. See, flood. Then earthquake. See, what a pathetic condition. Then tsunami. Then cyclone. Then tornado. See, this is tornado. Then storm, etc. Many people and places will be affected by these calamities. In that difficult situation, government comes with the rescue works. Government provides them for these affected people food, shelter and medical facilities. Here, once more, you can see the 6 functions of the government. One by one we studied now. Now you understood, I think. Next we will study 3 levels of the government. Functions we have seen, isn't it? Now levels. Which are the children? Local level, state level and national level. 3 levels. Now first level, local level. We have seen the government has many functions to perform. Each country is very fast. Each country is very vast. It is difficult to be in one place and to do all these works by few people. So the government has divided its job, and there are different ministries, different levels and different people to carry out these works for smooth functioning of the government. This local level is the lower level. Now children, what is local government? The government at the village, community, locality, town and district level are known as local government. So that look after these areas. Areas means village, community, locality, town, district. These areas and resolve problems and needs of these areas. Now second level is a state level. This level is higher level than this local level. State government looks after the state affairs. They also pass orders to the local government because they works under state government only. State government also checks whether local government works properly. Third level is a national level. By hearing the name, we could understand this is the highest level. Central government is responsible for the whole country. They pass orders to the state governments and check whether they are doing their work properly. Hello children, next we will study the three types of government. Three levels of government we studied. Now three types of government. Which are the children? Yeah, monarchy, dictatorship and democracy. One by one we will study now. First one, monarchy. What is it? Monarchy. What is monarchy? Simple way we can say a rule by a king or queen which continues on the basis of inheritance. So here a king or queen will be the head of the government. Here you could see one queen, the picture of Queen Elizabeth. In this system, king or queen takes decisions with the help of a few ministers or advisors. They have the supreme power. Earlier, nobody had the authority to violate their words. According to their likes and dislikes, they take decisions. After the death of a ruler, usually ruler's eldest son will become the next ruler. This is known as hereditary. Here hereditary means one generation to next generation. In the kingdom, if the kingdom is big, it will be divided and given to supporters to control, but they must obey all the orders of this ruler. Nobody could question the ruler that he is not answerable to the public about his or her policies. Now, second type of government is a dictatorship. What is dictatorship, children? This is a government where one man who is normally from a military background rules the country. Usually they fight and get this power. Then with the support of his friends and supporters, he starts to govern the country. Usually they will be cruel to people. Here you could see one example for dictator, Hitler. In the history you had studied about Hitler. They use unfair ways to control the people. People hate this government, so they cannot go for a long time. This type of government, they cannot go for a long time. Slowly, people realized that they have no control over these both governments. One example I will give you. Just imagine if a strongest and a naughty student become your class leader and he starts beating, commanding and taking your things, then do you like it? Do you like that leader and class situation? No. Always you like to select children, those who are studying, sensible and sincere ones. Isn't it? Now, see the third type of government. What's it, children? Yes, democracy. This is a form of government run by the representatives of the people, and the government is responsible to people for its actions. So, children, what is it? This is a form of government where the people select their leaders. If the country is big, then one person cannot control everything. There, in different regions, people select their leaders. In each region, these selected leaders form the government. This system is known as representative democracy because the representatives of the people form this government. That is why this name came. After the fixed period, there will be again election. So these people sit together and make laws, rules, discuss policies and see all the works are going on well. Now we will move to the next point. What is it, children? Universal adult franchise. What is it? Universal adult franchise. It means in a country where every adult citizen has been granted the right to vote is known as universal adult franchise. If in one country all the grown-ups are not allowed to vote, then that is not a pure democracy. Then some are rejected to form the government. In our India, all the adults have the right to vote. See the next point, women's suffrage movement. Suffrage means the right or chance to vote, express an opinion or participate in a decision. Here you can see one group of suffragists in Europe and America. Though they are democratic countries, their women were not allowed to vote. They thought that women are weak and they don't have much thinking and working capacities. Slowly women proved that they are also capable, they are also equal to men. Against this division, movement started first in America, then it spread to other countries. They struggled, these women struggled for a long time, and last they also got the right to vote as men. In America, they got this right in 1920. But in India, beginning onwards, the principles of universal adult franchise was adopted. Now we will study the last point of this lesson. What's it, children? The struggle against apartheid. Here apartheid means discrimination or separation of people on the basis of color and race. In this picture, you can see this division. This beach is reserved or granted and reserved for only white people. In some countries, equal rights were not given to citizens, granted to citizens belong to some caste or race. One example, in America, people were divided in races as whites, blacks and colored people. Some Indians were there, they are colored people. Whites were superiors and others were inferiors. Funny thing is that black people were the natives and whites were from other countries. Whites were rich, they bought most of the areas, become powerful and slowly started to rule the country. They made some areas only for whites and others were not permitted to enter there. Natives only, just imagine, but they were not allowed to enter these whites people's areas. To work as slaves, others can be there. They can be there as slaves to work. Whites forced them to go separate hospitals, schools, temples and churches. Against this, blacks struggled a lot for a long time. Their leader was Nelson Mandela. Gandhiji also played a role in this struggle. In this picture, you can see Gandhi as a lawyer there. He is sitting there and around him some are there. Their struggle succeeded in 1991. The apartheid laws were abolished. In 1994, there was election. Then Nelson Mandela won the election and he became the president of South Africa. Children, did you understand about government, levels of government, types of government, etc.? Now our lesson is over. Study and complete the notes. Have a nice day. Thank you, children.